You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin.
What's going on, guys? What is going down? This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, guess what? You come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode number 407. And let me start off by apologizing to all my listeners, guys, and letting you guys know that it's just been very, very busy this last month, guys. Extremely busy with the kids and all of that, getting them ready for school shopping. My daughter had a birthday party. I just came back from, it's just a lot of shit that's been going on. And I just hadn't had time to squeeze out any shows. And it being summertime, getting them to go to bed at a decent time, guys, was crazy. They were up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just didn't have time to do it. I didn't have time to wait on them to go to bed. I didn't try to fight them. I just said, you know what? Now it's getting close to school and things are starting to wind down. So what we typically do is a week before school typically is we try to get them accustomed to going to bed at, the times they would go to bed during, school. And that's what's going on. My son is going to start football this year, so he's going to be starting that actually next week. So, they don't start school technically until I think the 12th, but next week, I think Tuesday, if you're listening to this podcast, it'll probably be Monday, but Tuesday, literally he goes and starts practice for football. So all of that type of shit, guys, getting physicals done and all of that. If you got kids, you just know. But these are the things I, had to help take care of and just line up and get ready for all of that. So in the course of doing all that, the podcast wasn't getting done. So the good news is I am here to report to you guys that once school starts, I think we're going to be back to weekly shows. So, most of the time, I'll say most of the time with this show, I try to get a weekly show out. There have been times where, I skipped a week or whatever, but if you look at all the episodes, all 407, most of them come out on a weekly basis, or they were coming out. It's only this last couple of months it's been kind of getting sporadic. Okay. But like I said, I have 2 kids now. My baby, who just turned 5, she is going to be starting school for the first time. So now just dealing with him and dealing with her now. So it just was a lot. I didn't anticipate as much as we had to do. So now that that's out here and we got all that stuff together, school will be starting soon for them. So it'll be back to a regular, scheduled program. So by 9 o'clock on a Sunday, they'll be asleep. Right. And I have plenty of time to prep for the show and do my thing. So that is what I'm waiting for now. I'm looking forward to that. So when summer comes back around, I'll be probably telling you guys, look, it's going to get dicey again for the summer because everybody's going to be home, this and that. So, you know what I mean? So things change constantly, guys. And this is where we're at right now. So got that out of the way. So hopefully you guys look forward to weekly shows again. I know I am going to. And like I said, also for the channel, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, guys, please do your boy a favor and subscribe to the channel. I have content up there now. It's going to be dropping every week. I got all kinds of stuff coming. I have clips from this actual show and previous shows, and I have videos as well. So be looking out for those, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you're subscribed to this, you should subscribe to that. Okay. I'm going to have gameplays, coming soon. I'm going to have some Daemon X Machina, which is going to be coming out, next month. I think September 5th. So I look forward to that. I've been really anticipating this game, guys. And then Ghost of Yote, there's going to be some of that out there. I think Shinobi is dropping. I can't wait. I just downloaded the demo for that, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. So I've been really looking forward to that. I think Ninja Gaiden is out now, or it's about to come out. And if I had to pick one or the other, man, this Shinobi, I'm a big Shinobi fan. Especially Sega, big, huge Sega fan. And Sega has been cooking as of late, and this is no different. This is the game, okay? This is a ninja side scroll that you want to play. If you had to pick one, I'm not saying Ninja Gaiden isn't worth your time, because I grew up on Ninja Gaiden on Nintendo as well. But man, I've always been a diehard Sega fan, and Shinobi was my go-to. And this game here is awesome, okay? The demo is awesome, all right? That's all I'm going to say, and I'm still going to be playing it, so yeah, it's a lot going on. Anyway, I just want to get into a few things. I want to get into my anime watch list. I want to get into some Cyberpunk updates. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been playing this last week or two, guys, when I did have the time. And also some new trailers, man, that I'm really, really excited about. Also wrestling. Yeah, I've been trying to get back into that wrestling world, okay, zone a little bit here. SummerSlam, you know, things of that nature, stuff going on. There's been some news, some deaths, well, a death that everybody's been talking about in the wrestling world. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that stuff, guys. So without further ado, let's get started. And one thing that I definitely want to talk about is my anime watch list. And there's one anime here that I just have to give you guys some information on. Literally have my phone in my hand now, and I'm trying to pull this up. Let's see if I can pull it up. Damn it. Because the funny thing about Crunchyroll is when you get through watching an anime there, it doesn't show up for some reason. Like, you have to go search it out again or whatever. Maybe I'm using it wrong. I don't know, but that's me. But anyway, one in particular that I just want to talk about real quick that has just recently came out. I think there's only 4 episodes right now, 4 or 5 episodes. And it's called Clevites. If you guys haven't heard of Clevites, then you should be looking for this anime. It's a dope anime about some evil spirit, some very powerful spirit, okay, being, if you will. And it has to do with a lot of, I gotta say, super soldiers, super warriors, or whatever. I don't even know what term to call it, but I don't want to say too much without, like spoiling it. But it's dark as well. So it's definitely not going to pull any punches, put it like that. And the art style is very, very deceiving. I'll put it like that. It's a beautiful art style. Definitely love the art style. And it's definitely worth your time. This is one that a friend of mine told me about, and I happened to watch it, and man, I was hooked. I think I first saw it. It was 3 episodes. And yeah, I watched them, and it's fucking great. Okay. It's awesome. And you should definitely check it out. If you're watching Crunchyroll, if you're just watching anime, you should just check it out. And has anybody heard of a website called Anime 9? I don't know, because I was at work last week, and I was talking on the phone with a friend, and I guess somebody overheard me, and they said, "Oh, you guys like anime?" And we're like, "Yeah," it was a female. And we got into this anime talk about, what we liked and what we didn't like and stuff like that. And she was saying, yeah, she said, I'm kind of broke. So I don't have Crunchyroll right now, but I watch all the anime I watch on a website called Anime 9. And I have never checked them out. I guess I'm going to check them out, but supposedly they have all the anime there for free. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's websites like this. Only problem with that type of stuff is sometimes you go to these websites and they're janky, and sometimes they don't work, or you get used to the website working, and then all of a sudden it gets axed out of the nowhere because they, find out somebody's watching for free. Who knows? But I know the internet is very, very broad. You can find and do lots of things if you wanted to. And there's lots of websites, I'm sure, that, allow people to watch this type of stuff. So I don't know. I'm going to check them out and see if they are worthy. I was like, ooh, I don't know if it's going to make me cancel my Crunchyroll, but definitely something to watch other anime that aren't showing up on Crunchyroll, because believe it or not, there are a lot of anime, guys, that aren't up on Crunchyroll. Okay, you have a lot of dope anime that are on these other sites. I want to say one is called Something Dive or something like that, but there's a couple over there that I would like to see. There's also some on Amazon Prime. Another one I want to check out that a friend told me about. So there's some dope shit, you know what I mean? And I just hate the way they spread them out, and they try to kind of cut certain ones from certain people, and then you have to go get a whole nother app to watch one or two of these. So if I can watch those on that Anime 9 site or a site like that, then I will definitely do that. And if you guys have any recommendations on anything like that, please hit me up on social media. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Hit me on at Studio MacGyver on X, or hit me on YouTube. Anywhere you can find me easily on social media. So just give me some pointers, or point me in the right direction on some sites that I could use to my advantage, where I can watch anime that I can't see on Crunchyroll. So looking forward to that and finding out about that site, I guess. But anyway, Clever Test, man, it is definitely a go-to. It's a must watch. You definitely should watch it. And I'm looking forward to this anime. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I don't know if we're going to get 12 episodes. I don't know if we're going to get 10. I don't know if we'll get 24. Who knows? But I'm hoping we get 20 something, but I don't know. I don't know anything about the manga, so we'll see. But definitely check that one out. Another one I watched this past month, because it's been a while since I've spoke to you guys, is Angel Cop. It's 6 episodes, believe it or not. It's 6 episodes long. That's it. Short and sweet, but they don't pull any punches either. It's definitely an older anime. It's one of those nostalgic kind of classic ones. I really dug it. And it's a quick watch. You sit there for, an hour and a half, and you're done. You know what I'm saying? So you can move on, and it was a nice little sit down for me. So really like that. Another one that I really liked and I really enjoyed was Yakuza Fiance. I watched that one in its entirety. I think that's 12 episodes. So watched that one, loved it, and looking forward to, what that's going to do in the future. So yeah, I just kind of went anime hunting, so to speak. And I went and I was able to watch some stuff, guys. Okay. And that's what I had to do, because half the time I'm watching all this stuff, I'm sitting there waiting for my kids to go to sleep so that I could actually do some content or actually record a podcast. And when I finally found out they weren't going, I just sat my ass back down and watched something else, pulled something else up. So, you know what I mean? It's crazy. So trust me, my time, I try not to waste it. If I can't do one thing, I'm trying to do another. So, I mean, that's all you can do. But now that school has started again, guys, it's going to give me some openings here to do a few more things and get these podcasts out on a weekly basis with you guys now. So that's cool. And that's something I'm excited for. Now, moving on, I want to talk a little bit about this Cyberpunk 2077 update. It's a 2.3 update, and they added a few things, man. They added some new cars. They added some quests in here. They also updated photo mode as well. And there's also auto drive and a taxi service. I don't know what that's all about. I recently just downloaded this because I wanted to go ahead and finish the DLC and finish the game and, get it knocked out before I move forward with some of these other games. So it's on my PS5, and hopefully I plan to sometime find a way to get done with that. and, proceed to something else. So yeah, if you guys are wondering about Cyberpunk, there you have it. There's a little news. This is kind of old, but it's definitely something to take into account. All right, now let's talk a little bit about what your boy has been playing, because I've been playing a few games, and like I said, first one, I've just started the demo of the Shinobi Art of Vengeance game. Game Pass has a Dark Souls-esque game. I think it's called Fallen Feathers. I don't know the whole name. I can't remember, but I did download that. I didn't get a chance to play that really. I played literally like 20 minutes. Okay. And I didn't have time. I was doing something else. So I plan on going back and seeing how far I may, play that. But, it wasn't like just jaw dropping or life changing or anything like that. But it was a decent game from what I saw so far. But yeah, that's something on my list as well. Also, Grounded 2 just came out, and my son has been playing the shit out of that, and I went ahead and downloaded it, and some friends downloaded it. So we're going to try to do something there, because it's kind of like a survival game, resources type of thing, and everybody seems to like it. So I went ahead and downloaded it. It was only like 15 gigabytes, which I thought would be way bigger. So that's cool. So I got that to look forward to. So yeah, that's basically what I've been playing. Now, the last game I've been playing has been WWE 2K25. It was on sale at Target for $35. And I said, you know what? I haven't played a wrestling game in a minute. Matter of fact, I think 23 was the last one I bought. And then the one I really liked before 23 was 2K19. And now this is 2K25. And I must say, this is the best 2K that I have personally played since 2K19. And 2K19 was hard to top, guys. They come out with these almost every year, and there were some issues with them at one point in time, because 2K19, I think, was the last one that Yuke's actually helped make. And then it took years for them to figure out Yuke's recipe, so to speak, and get it back on track. And now they have been on track, and they've been adding some new things to this game. And the main reason I bought it is because I am a huge fan of a tag team that goes by the name of Motor City Machine Guns. Now, they are synonymous with TNA Wrestling. It's another brand of wrestling that some of you guys may know. And I used to, when I stopped watching wrestling, which was after the Monday Night Wars, it kind of fizzled out after the invasion and stuff like that. After that, I just really stopped watching. They absorbed everybody. I used to watch ECW as well. I enjoyed them, and I, just stopped. And then I started watching TNA a little bit, and I saw a lot of wrestlers go from over to WWE to TNA, and I just really enjoyed TNA. They stand for Total Nonstop Action, or Impact Wrestling, and I really just enjoyed them. Sting went over there. Kurt Angle went over there. Raven went over there. There's a lot of wrestlers who went over there. Christian went over there. AJ Styles is from there. The Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley are from there. So that's if you guys don't know who those guys are, a lot of people don't, believe it or not. Especially if you just watch WWE, you don't really know who these guys are. But they've wrestled everywhere. They've wrestled all around the world. In Japan, they spent lots of time out there, done plenty of stints in Japan. And like I said, they wrestle TNA. They also wrestle as a tag team, but they also are awesome solo wrestlers. Matter of fact, Alex Shelley, my favorite of the two, actually held the TNA World Championship not too long ago, okay, before losing it and coughing it up to, I think he lost it. I want to say he lost it to Nick Namath, who is formerly known as Dirk Ziggler. Okay. But a lot of shit going on in the wrestling world, but TNA, they've always had a place in my heart, special place in my heart. I've always loved their wrestling style. Like Suicide came from there. Kaz, which is another one of my favorites over there. Like I said, AJ Styles came from there. Samoa Joe, Abyss, wrestlers like that, Beer Money, like these guys are awesome. wrestlers, awesome talent. You know what I mean? And they kind of just, their style was more Japanese and high flying and stuff. So I really appreciated the stuff that they did, the X Division and all that. And that's what got me kind of back into wrestling a little bit for a while, because TNA has some awesome matches and just some great things go down. And when this game had the announcement that they were going to have the Motor City Machine Guns in it, I said, oh, I'm going to play this one. I was already going to eventually play it, but I said, I definitely want to buy this one. And then I saw Target had a sale, so I went and bought it. And their DLC, so I had to pay for the DLC, but I didn't mind paying that for them, okay? Because I love those guys, man, straight up. And now they're wrestling in WWE, of course, and they're doing some crazy thing now where they've got this cool relationship with TNA now. So they have like a relationship with TNA where they actually have TNA characters come in and fight for titles. I think right now, actually, two of the people from WWE have 2 TNA titles right now. So TNA is saying that, yo, look, we're going to get our titles back and we're going to take some of yours. So I really love that mixture of the brands, because it spices things up, guys. It makes things interesting, and everybody's doing it now. AEW's been doing it with the Forbidden Door, with a lot of stuff, with Ring of Honor and things of that nature in Japan. And also WWE's dealing with Japan now as well some, and you got TNA. So really loving what they're doing here. And Vince McMahon was never one to go for that type of shit when he was, when he was the leader, when he was the head of the table. He was not really doing that. He was kind of cutting everybody else off. And now, as you see, it just makes things better when you do it like this. So I'm really excited for wrestling, as of late, especially with all these moves. And I've just been getting into it. You guys know how the algorithm works, man. You watch one, you like one, and next thing you know, your algorithm is full. And next thing I know, I just couldn't stop. So I'm watching all these old matches, these TNA, awesome, like 5-star matches and shit. And I'm just having a blast. And then I just watched SummerSlam, the first WWE event that I've watched in a long time. And, it's a 2-part series. I think this is the first time that SummerSlam is a 2-night thing. Usually that's like a WrestleMania thing. So I watched the first night last night, and then I didn't have time because I had my daughter's party and all that. But I plan on watching the second half tonight, because Motor City Machine Guns is going to be in its ladder match. I think it's going to have 4 or 5 different tag teams in there. So it's going to be crazy. So I'm looking forward to that and whatever else they got going on the second night. So yeah, man, I mean, the first night was crazy. The end was crazy. The end was crazy with Seth Rollins and all that shit. I thought that was dope, the way he did that with CM Punk and all that. So yeah, I mean, they're doing their thing right now. So I'm really invested in wrestling right now. A lot of it's because of, I love wrestling games. One of my favorites still forever is just Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. Like if you had to tell me, what is your favorite all-time wrestling game? Like if you had to just pick one, all you could do was pick one game, it would be probably Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. But 2K25 is close, man. It's close. This game is crazy. The first couple of days I had the game, I basically just created a female character and a male character. I put myself in the game, and I got this female character. So now I'm playing this story mode. I think it's called My Rise, and you have to unlock certain characters. I'm trying to unlock Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. I've already got the Steiner brothers unlocked, but trying to unlock him and some other stuff. So I like how they spread it out, because, you get points by playing the game and you unlock other characters, and then you get, unlocks by playing like My Rise and things of that nature. So I'm trying to just unlock all the characters too right now, and just having a blast doing it. It's a great game. I love wrestling games, and I love the combat and how everything works in this game. I'm just having a blast. That's what I've been playing lately. So I've been watching wrestling, been playing this, and just downloading characters, people that are in the game and I need in the game. I need my Raven in the game. I need, you know what I mean? Mike Awesome, when I can get a good one. Eventually, hopefully we get a good Mike Awesome in here, and just some other characters out here, man, that I can add to the stable and add to the universe and just mix up. You know what I mean? So it's going to be cool, man. I'm having a blast. Can't wait. And I'm not rushing it. It's just like I'm playing as I go, And that's what I've been doing. So that's that. I want to talk about you know what? Since we're on wrestling, before I put that to bed, there was a death. There was Hulk Hogan who died. I wanted to speak a little bit on that really quickly. And you know, a lot of the internet is torn between one side or the other, because let's keep it real. This guy was a piece of shit. Okay. Hulk Hogan is, I'm a guy who can decipher, you know, between the man, Hulk Hogan, or the character Hulk Hogan, and the man Terry, who he actually is, right? In my humble opinion, I don't really have too much to say about it. I mean, he's dead now, so it is what it is. I'm not torn up about it. The only thing I will say is, that you can't deny, is the fact that he did pave the way for where wrestling is today. He had a lot to do with that, as far as popularity and where wrestling came. You know, how far wrestling went when he stepped on the scene. That's something you cannot deny. And I mean, same thing with the Monday Night Wars, NWO. I'm a WCW guy. I mean, if I had to pick one back in the day, that was me. I'm WCW to the wheels fall off, you know. Love the Attitude Era. Absolutely love the Attitude Era as well. And I was that guy that was slipping back and forth. But if I had to pick one federation, for me, I was a WCW guy. I was a Sting guy. You know what I mean? And I was a Raven fan, you know, before he left WCW, and all that. You know, I was a Jericho fan before he blew up over there when he was a cruiserweight. Like, I loved that Jericho, that version of him when he did the Lion Tamer, you know, submission hold and all that. Loved that. So I was that guy. And they had some of the just best roster and best wrestlers over there. I mean, they're the ones who kind of put that high flying shit on the map, you know, with some of their lower tier cards. You know, you had Psychosis, you had, you know, Juvi Guerrero. You had a lot of characters, La Parca, guys like that, you know, that came from there. And finally, when, you know, in WCW, but WWE absorbed a lot of those wrestlers, you know, Booker T and all those guys. So, that being said, I guess I'll leave that there. I'm sure a lot of people are perplexed about, you know, what happened with Hogan and all that. But I mean, even his own daughter, from what I hear, never reconciled with him. They were not speaking when he passed. And that's something that, you know, I never want for myself. And, you know, you shouldn't want for yourself if you have kids, you know, if you have loved ones or whatever. So, you know, who knows what else this guy did? Who knows what else he was into and what went wrong in his life? We'll never know that, but I do know that he was a piece of shit, a racist, and he said some things that, you know, I wasn't happy with. And for that, I, you know, kind of after that, just kind of put him in the back, in some, basically garbage, put him out there with the garbage in my mind. You know what I mean? Never was a really big Hogan fan anyway. Technically, you know, I was never a fan of that style, necessarily wrestling. You know, he had shot knees. He couldn't really move around the ring that much. You know, it was more for show. He had that leg drop and that was it. You know, wasn't really into that style of wrestling. But, you know, it is what it is. Some people are torn up, and that's your prerogative to be torn up. I'm just not, and it is what it is. But I'll leave that there. I just wanted to give you guys an honest thought, my honest opinion on that situation. You know, I wasn't going to try to duck and dodge that. And so now you know. Now, getting off the wrestling train, and let's get to, I already talked about what I've been playing, but now I want to talk about some trailers. We got some badass trailers, man, and I am stoked. I am so hyped for the Tokyo Game Show, which starts September 25th through September 28th, just in case you guys are wondering. I think we're going to get a lot of dope shit coming out of Tokyo Game Show. And one thing I saw that blew my fucking mind, absolutely blew my mind just recently, right before I hit this record button, is a very short trailer of Virtual Fighter, or they call it the Virtual Fighter Project. Okay. And technically it's, I guess, Virtual Fighter 6, but they're calling it the Virtual Fighter Project. Sega is cooking. They've been cooking, and I'm so glad. I mean, I'm so glad that Sega didn't die when the consoles stopped, and they still say, okay, we're still going to develop games. We're still going to publish games. I love that about them. because I'm gonna always be a Sega fan to the end of time. But anyway, they showed it must have been maybe a minute and a half, maybe a 2-minute trailer, if that, of Virtua Fighter. Some gameplay though, because everybody wanted to see some gameplay, and we finally got some gameplay, and the gameplay is awesome. Okay, they have slowdowns in here. It looks like they have some sort of bone fracture kind of lens on this, where you got to watch it for yourself, guys. Just go to YouTube, and if you're into fighting games, just check out Virtua Fighter Project, and it will come up, and it is amazing. And I cannot wait to play this. This is definitely a day one fighting game for me. Definitely was a huge fan of the Virtua Fighter games, guys, and still own a lot of them, still play a lot of them from time to time. Love it. I hope they give us like the old school, the retro filter on there, like some of the other ones did. I would love to see that on there, like Sarah and stuff like that. I would love to see that there. But the combat is it's going to blow you away. The combat looks, and they wanted to do something revolutionary, they said, with this combat, something different that has never been seen. And I think this is definitely going to be at the tournaments. It's going to be at Evo. You're going to see this stuff. It's going to do big things. I really do believe that. So I'm looking forward to the roster, looking forward to just the release date when this comes out. And they said more information at the Tokyo Game Show. So when the Tokyo Game Show drops, we're going to find out what this is all about, and I can't fucking wait. I cannot wait for this game. But that was a trailer that blew me away. The other one that blew me away was a new gameplay trailer from Phantom Blade Zero. Yes, Phantom Blade Zero. And also Lost Soul Aside has another one that I didn't get a chance to watch yet before this episode, but I plan on watching that, and I'll probably discuss that with you guys next week. But anyway, this new Phantom Blade Zero trailer, that's going to be a sick ass game. That's definitely a day one for me. And a lot of people thinking it's a Souls-like. It's really not. This game has elements of a Souls-like, but it's more of a action game with Souls-like sprinkled throughout, if that makes sense. Okay. The dodge, or I should say parry system, kind of reminds me of the Batman Arkham Knight games. Okay. The timing of it, so if you time these, you can get your parry game on, right? And to do other things. That's what it looked like to me. It looks like there's a lot of stuff going on the screen. People are going to be coming at you from all angles, and you have to, be on your pivot at all times. And I just really love the way that this game looked, the aesthetics, and it just looks so sick, so dark and drab and just savage. Okay. And 2026 is going to be a great year for a lot of games. I think that's when these fucking consoles are finally going to start to come into their own. Okay. And separate themselves from like the PS4 and so on and so on. But like I said, it's a crazy lifespan. It's been a crazy span, in this kind of time, with these new systems, guys. Things have slowed down, a little bit. But I think 2026 we're gonna be okay, and I haven't really bought any games recently, too many, but the next few months are gonna be crazy, I shall say. At least for me, there's the Shinobi game, and luckily it's only $30, so it's not gonna break the bank, which is cool. I don't know where I want to get it. If I want to get it for the Switch, I'm probably gonna get it for the Switch, because if I do get a Switch 2 years from now or whatever, I can, just play it there. And I'm guessing it's going to be 30 frames on the Switch one. I don't know. I'm going to look into that. And I might give you guys some information on that, but I definitely want a physical copy of this game. And I think that's the first game. That's the 29th of August, which is, and then a week later, you have October 5th, and you have Daemon X Machina. Okay, which I am so hyped for. This one, I'm going to be doing content on that one. It's going to be amazing. And this is one of those niche games that, it's a mech game, and a lot of people, don't gravitate towards them for whatever reason. These are the type of games that if you play them, you love them. Like it's no in between. It's no like, oh, I just messed around with this. No, the customization in itself is something that drew me to this game because I love customization and I love mech games. Okay. Give me a good mech game any day and I will fucking pick that over almost anything. Okay. That's why my favorite Dark Souls or Souls-like or From Software game is Armored Core 6. I just love that game. Beat it twice. Gonna go and knock out the third playthrough eventually. There was one stage that I just, couldn't wrap my head around. It was very hard, and it wasn't hard as far as bosses. It was just something you had to do. You had to. It was a mission where you had to stop something from leaving your vicinity. Okay, and there were multiple things. So I guess you had to stop a certain number, and if you let one over that number pass by, then you got fucked. And I didn't have the right gear, and I finally found the right gear I needed. But I just never finished it. I stopped playing then once I figured that out. So, my save is there. I think I have that same build ready for that, level in particular. And then once I get past that level, I should be A1. I'm going to be rusty, of course, but I plan on doing it for that last third playthrough and, finally getting the credit for that. But I love mech games, and this game is going to be awesome September 5th. So be looking forward to content on that, guys. Probably, at the end of September and during the holidays and stuff will be coming out for that. Definitely. And then after that, the next month, September, October, you already know Ghost of Yote. I'm going to be grabbing that day one. So I think that is, I want to say October 2nd. So that's going to be a pickup a month there. So I have that. And then November, I think that is when Ark Raiders comes out. And it's only like a $40 game, but I think this game here, guys, a lot of people's talking about it. A lot of people are going to be playing this. This game may be that next big thing. It has that feel. It has that certain feel, to me with that. So I don't know. Could I be wrong? Yes, but I definitely know I'm playing it. I know some friends of mine are playing it. So we're going to get together. And the thing I also love about this game is that if you play by yourself, it's fine. You can do missions. You can go extract and do things on your own because you're not always going to be able to play with your friends. And sometimes you got to go out and do things solo. So you actually have those type of servers and they help you. They put you on servers with other single players. So you're not out there, getting warm butter pulled out on you. Okay. On 2-3v1s. Okay. And that's important because a friend of mine who was playing Dune, if you're not familiar with that game, based off the movie Dune, he's playing it on PC now because it's not on consoles yet, but he enjoyed himself at first. And then I guess there's some stuff going on the servers where, everybody's getting, warm butter pulled out and strange things are happening into the night, with them. So, they had to step away from it, but there's some things that need to be adjusted, on that with that game or whatever. But, like I said, I don't even know how I got on that. Ark Raiders is going to slap, and I'm going to be there for it when it does. So those are my next pickups in the next few months. I don't know when Crimson Desert is coming out. They claim it's coming out this year still. It may still come out in December, or I don't know. I don't know when it comes, but I'm definitely getting that as well. So that's when I really want to play. And those are the games that I'm really like day ones. And, those would probably be the day ones for me. Everything else, I'll wait. I mean, unless Virtual Fighter 6 or the Virtual Fighter project comes out this year, which it probably won't, then that'll be a 2026 thing. So just giving you guys a heads up on what I'm looking forward to and what I've been playing recently and, let you guys know what's been going on in my life and why you haven't heard shit from your boy. Okay. It's not because I didn't want to. Please believe me. It's just sometimes life can steer you in different directions. And sometimes you just got to step away and let that shit happen. So that's what I did. And now I'm back. So be looking out for hopefully another nice episode next week, guys, because like I said, school will be starting very soon. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. I want to thank everybody before I do for coming, reading, fucking listening, however you consume, what I have out here, right? And whether it be YouTube, whether it be the podcast or whatever, I want to thank everybody for doing that. And if you're new, welcome. And I hope you guys stick around. So that being said, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Don't forget though, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, at Random Gameplay Pimpin. Please do it. It would help me tremendously. And yeah, man, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.